So this is a pool called the Miyagi. A lot of the locals call it the Magi. It's on lathers. You can see that the height of the river there. Just zoom in. It's probably about maybe a foot in the gauge or something like that just now. Maybe just over a foot. I would say just over a foot just now. Zoom back out, we'll get a nice panoramic shot of this. And it comes down into this. So it's a nice run, comes in, starts to deepen off where the scum is over there on the far side. Nice wee run, it comes down there, nice easy gravel bottom, and all the way right down under that tree is quite deep to the far side. A good holding pot, just right down in there. Really good holding pool in there, and all the way right round. Holds fish all the way right round, and fishes all the way around there as well. So I'm thinking to myself, I cannot go away from here without having a wee cast on this pool, so I'm going to give it a wee drop in the corner and I'm going to see what happens. Just a wee chance with Edwin's flea again. Better let the dogs out. They wouldn't be too happy about being stuck in the car. I'll let them out and they'll get a wee tear about the Maggie here. And we'll just take a wee chuck around the bend here. I'll sort out the tail end of this green flea Edwin's. River's still a wee bit chocolate. It's not the best conditions, but anyway, it's what we have. So we just have to go with what we have. And I'm using the Microspey rod here, and so that's at 11'3". We can use it single-handed there, no trouble at all. If we've got room behind us, we can use it double-handed overhead. That's how it's kind of designed to be used. It's definitely a double-handed rod more than a single-handed rod. It's got a proper double-handed handle there. So just a cracking wee outfit for this type of fishing, because I find that fishing these short rods, especially with the line setups that we've got now, I often just find that it gets you back into thinking about fishing mode rather than casting mode. It's really interesting. You know, we've done all the tournament casting and casting for miles and miles, and sometimes I think it's taking people's thought away from fishing. So I think these just lets you start thinking about fishing again rather than casting, you know. It's not all about casting, it's certainly about fishing. So the guys saw a fish in here. We'll get the right length of line out, then we'll start moving down. So it's probably about 40 metres wide here, from here right over into that pot in the corner. 40 metres. So ideally, you possibly could use a slightly longer rod here. In fact, you could use a slightly longer rod, but it's the rod I've got set up. And will it work? Of course it'll work. No trouble at all. Absolutely no trouble at all. It'll definitely get to where the fish are anyway, that's for sure. And they'll be keen on that flea Edwin's, I would reckon, if it comes over their nose. So we'll see. I'm fishing this quickly because I have to get back. So I've put every cast so far, I've put down at that angle. And so I'm fishing the area that the fly's in now fairly slow. So next cast, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to push it out squarer this time, so the fly fishes differently in a different part of the pool. You can see I did a snake roll there, and for a snake roll you need plenty of room behind you. So the D-loop fell onto the grass that time, upset the whole forward cast, because if the back cast not correct, it's the same as overhead casting. If the back cast not correct, then the forward cast not going to be either. So what we'll have to do is, if I want to go square, and I don't want to hit that, and I want to make sure my D-loop stays well on the river side of the bank. Then what I do is, instead of making a snake cast, I make a snake cast but with a stop, and now you can see that the loop is well away from the bank, well away from this area in here, and now the end of my line's got a wee belly on it, so it's going to fish slightly faster through that area there. And I'm just hand lining it a wee bit, give it a wee bit more speed through that part. Now I've got no vegetation this time, so I can make a snake roll. I'm going to make a downstream mend here because we've got a right even current, and so the end of the line is not going to get dragged in any way. And now I'm just going to speed it up there, and sometimes that does the trick. You can see the end of the line still pretty straight, it's not getting dragged round. Now I've got an upstream wind, you can feel the upstream wind coming now, so I want to change back onto my left shoulder. I want to keep the line away from the bank, so I'm coming over to my right, anchor's well out, and there we go. Miyagi, or the Magi. That's slowing the fly right down in that area now, keeping the mend upstream. And this time we'll go a wee bit squarer again. Still use a left hand cast, but a wee bit squarer. There. We'll just speed the line up a fraction through that same area. I love this sort of fishing. It's just like trying to tempt salmon, if there's such a thing you can do, but it's really, really good fun. Just working the fly in the area of the pool that you think that the fish will be. Just varying it, varying what the fly is doing as it comes into the interesting part of the pool. You can see that there's a wee bit in shade over there. You can see the shade of that's shade for the trees. So it's quite nice just to work the fly as it's coming off that shaded area. And nice, easy peasy. But I would like to fish it all the way down through here, but I have to go, unfortunately. But mind you, if I hooked a fish, James Bond would have to wait for me. Perfect straight line, this, absolutely spot on. It's coming round there, just a treat. So easy to fish in your wellies, nice easy place, just perfect. And looking down here, which you can't see just now, but it's a wonderful, wonderful cast. Anyway, no to be today, so we'll get the dogs all loaded back on and get away home again. But that was the Microspey, the Cadence Microspey, 6-7 weight line on the River Devon on the Leathers Beat. Kind invitation of Jim Cruikshank on the 15th of October, and it's the last day of the tay season today, I believe. 15th of October, it definitely is. So anyway, unfortunately, because of my various commitments, I think that's going to be my last fishing of the season. So there it is. Where better to have the last cast than on such a bonny pool as that. It's just lovely. Really, really beautiful. Dogs love it as well. Everybody loves the Devon. Cracking brown trout river as well. Absolutely stunning.